Tony Khan brutally attacked and assaulted tonight on AEW Dynamite. I said it once, I said it earlier today. AEW is going to have to push the throttle down to the floor now that we're out of the hangover from WrestleMania season. And they did that just tonight. I didn't think they would push that hard, but they went and set the tone for a whole new storyline with the Young Bucks, the EVPs, brutally attacking Tony Khan along with Jungle Jack Perry. Let's go ahead and discuss and let's break down. I'm even going to tell you guys my thoughts of where the story is going to go. And I want to ask a really important question is, who is Tony Khan's hero in this story? Or will he live to become the villain of his own creation? I'm your host, Bryan, the Hype Ballard, and we're back at it again with another Quick Hits AEW Dynamite. Let's get in. So, in the beginning of AEW Dynamite, we get Jungle Boy Jack Perry arriving, but no longer Jungle Boy. Initially, at the beginning of the programming with the VPs, the Young Bucks, but initially Jack Perry is not allowed into the arena. However, the Young Bucks do pull VP rank and allow him past security. We then get an interview. Fast forward, a lot of backstage just talking and gloating with Jack Perry and the Young Bucks. And at the end, we get Tony Khan in an interview in the ring, one-on-one with Jack Perry. The first time since All In 2023, those two have been around since the incident which was laid in this foundation weeks ago. We then get the interview here at the end after the Moxley matchup at the main event. And Tony Khan enters the ring, and Jack Perry enters the ring, and we get a lot of a Cry Me a River chant for Jack Perry. We get Jack Perry saying that he really wants to just leave all this behind him and move ahead. And he's pro AEW and he wants to continue to help make things great here. Tony Khan embraces it. The two hug and Jack Perry smirks very evilish at the camera, just like in AEW Dynasty when he helped the Bucks win the titles. And at this point, we get a turn and a blow to the midsection by Jack Perry to Tony Khan with the microphone. He talks about some of the awkwardness. He smirks, he attacks. And then the Young Bucks come out with Okada looking extremely confused, selling the idea of what are you doing? And then the Young Bucks take Tony Khan and they hit their EVP driver on Tony Khan from the top rope. And then we get all four men standing over the body of a brutally attacked Tony Khan. They yell to the crowd, "Thank you, Jacksonville." Matt and Nick Jackson playing on the words there. I like it in Daly's place. Jacksonville, you've been great. You're wonderful. Thank you and good night. And you gotta wonder, at this point, we then get Shad Khan and a random mid-cards from the locker room coming to Tony's aid, hearing that Tony has been brutally attacked in the ring. Fade to black and AEW Dynamite goes off the air. And it's interesting because I gotta ask the question. Some of you guys were giving us NWO vibes. I don't know if I see it that way. There's a nice nod to that, of course, right? But I don't think Tony Khan plays Eric Bischoff in this scenario and starts joining with the VPs and the Elite. I think we are going to get AEW versus the Elite for our first time in a long time. The question is, where is going to be Adam Hangman Page in all of this? Where is going to be Kenny Omega in all this? And while they most likely could side with the Young Bucks and Jack Perry, you have to ask yourself, who is going to be Tony Khan's hero? But I did like the segment. I did think that this was the spark that's going to get everybody talking about the next steps and evolution of AEW. And I like this. This story is going to help Jack Perry shed his Jungle Boy gimmick once and for all and align himself in a different light. But we're going to press the throttle and we're going to need a little more. And if you want a little more, you guys follow me over there on Twitter at @TheBryanAdkins. Hit that like button for me if you like wrestling, because it's just going to allow you to see more wrestling content on YouTube, even if it's not mine. We all like wrestling. let's get in. Let's go into our final thoughts, though. The big question is, this is going to get us talking. And for me, the conversation is around what happens next. And when we're asking what happens next, yes, this could be the next step in moving AEW forward in 2024. I said that AEW is going to have to push the needle and build and be a little edgy and build their stars up this year. And I think this story does just that. Now, some can say that they're getting a little edgy just to mock the WWE and in the Cody Rhodes Rock situation where they went off the air. But at the end of the day, we love cliffhangers as wrestling fans, and it's what's going to keep us going to next week. I know I'll be tuning in. But the question is, will Tony Khan come back, if not next week, maybe weeks later? And will he come back angry? Will he come back just perfectly fine and stay the babyface we all know and love? This is a classic story of biting the hand that feeds you. Tony Khan is viewed as the great boss that has made a great work environment for everybody, except for CM Punk, and ultimately tries to get everybody to play in the sandbox together. And we all applaud Tony for that. And the big knock is, we always said Tony is just too nice of a guy. And maybe this is the thing that makes him lock in even more, and we get the Tony Khan character. But the question I want to pose to you guys, you can comment down in the chat below. What did you think of tonight's AEW Dynamite? But more importantly, who will be Tony Khan's hero? Who is going to be the people or the person, more specifically, to lead the charge to save AEW from the evil, looming, elite empire that's going to be created? One of my thoughts initially, I think it naturally could point to MJF. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, and sometimes the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. Let me know your comments down below, and thanks as always. I'm going to get out of here. It's not goodbye. Like, share, subscribe. It's just game over.